Hi, everybody. Rob Pravashi here. I want to talk to you about a success principle that I really believe in, and it's called the brass balls principle. I guess you might say I first was exposed to this in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross. They've taken the clip that I'm referring to with Alex Baldwin. Go on YouTube and search it. Glengarry Glen Ross or brass balls or brass balls. Glengarry Glen Ross. It's an amazing clip. Now, be prepared. You might be a little offended, and well, if you are, too bad. I mean, you got to understand the principle at work here. The next time I was exposed to this was 1998 when I bought the DVDs and the manuals for Dan Kennedy's Brass Balls Seminar, which was a one-day seminar he put on as a free gift to his clients. I couldn't attend it because I was just a new member of Dan Kennedy back in the day. I just started signing up with his newsletter, his marketing newsletter. But he did sell the transcripts and the DVDs later on, which I purchased, and it was an amazing principle. So, but anyways, the principle, and oh, by the way, look what I got right here. I've got in this little velvet pouch, boom, bingo, a set of brass balls. Years ago, when I ran my 3-day workshops, and to this day I will on occasion, give out a pair of brass balls. Back in the day when we had a 3-day conference, we would honor somebody who did something really courageous and really outstanding, where they really stepped out of their comfort zone and they did something kind of amazing. And we give them a set of brass balls. And I've given and mailed these to people who have done really crazy stuff that's really that would make most people uncomfortable. So that's how much I believe in this concept. So let me talk a little bit then about what it means metaphorically. It's a metaphor, so if you're really easily offended, I urge you to dig deeper down to the true meaning of what it is I'm talking about. And by the way, it applies to men and women. So most of the brass balls that I've given to mostly to women. I've given a pair to my daughter, to my niece, who packed up and moved to Toronto years ago, and then she ended up in Chicago, and she did these crazy stuff to really push herself out there and expand her talents. Maria, who moved from Pittsburgh down to somewhere, she just up and moved last year. I sent her a pair. And Maggie, who lives in, has a photography business down in Mississauga, or actually Oakville. And I've done many webinars with her, and she said this, and I think it encompasses everything I'm trying to talk about. She said, I went to the moon with a shovel. In other words, she had no idea what she was doing. She just did it. And what she did when she started her studio 9-10 years ago was unbelievable. So she has a pair of brass balls. Metaphorically speaking, all right, work with me, guys. So brass balls. What it means is this: you're faced with adversity, or you can't see your way clear in a situation. You're not 100% sure. In other words, there's no security, there's no certainty, and or adversity, or maybe people are attacking you unfairly. You fight back, or you show up. You simply show up anyways, and you say, I'm going to make this work. Okay? It takes courage. Really? That's what we're talking about. Courage. Courage in spite of the fact that you feel fearful, or you're apprehensive, or you're filled with anxiety, which are pretty good indicators that you're human, you're normal, you're healthy, and you can bounce from those states, from those emotions, into a higher state, but it takes guts and determination. There's no such thing as fearlessness. So I got to make that clear. You have to act in the face of fear, act like as if you're courageous, and you have to be willing to figure it out, whatever that may be, because there's no such thing as security. One of the ways that this could manifest is you keep simply showing up, looking for the opportunities, looking for any signs of life, any direction, any way, shape, or form that you could find a solution to the situation that you're in. I think the opposite, if I can just end with this, and I feel very fortunate that I've always felt very strongly about this. It never made sense to me to whine, to blame, or complain. I don't know where or how I got that, but ever since I was young, those states never made sense to me. And if you're whining, complaining, or blaming, you are literally giving away all your power. So those are pretty good indicators. Most of those emotions, I believe, are a reflection of fear at some level or other. So, and if you ultimately take a position of being a victim, you're taking all your power away. Even if you have every right or every reason to be a victim. I remember once back in the late 80s, I was taking a business workshop, and the presenter was a business consultant, and he was in a wheelchair. And he really pushed this whole point across. He said he has every reason to be play victim, and he really pushed that idea across, and that really anchored it for me. So no matter what happens to you, even if it is something that you are justified, you don't want to be in that state. You want to grab yourself a pair of balls, grab life by the horns, and get on with it. It takes courage, guts, and determination. All right. I hope this helped. Thanks.